Hello, welcome, if you're watching this live or archived. I haven't said that in a while. Anyway, so yes, Milton Valley Railroad building continues. You know what's gonna happen pretty much. So let's switch over. I've already loaded in. So there we are. Now, last time we finished building, well, I say finished, mostly finished building. So we built this area back here and built a little bit back there, a little bit around the place over here and back there and around there and so on. And now that this area is just about finished, let's continue a bit further. So let's extend the railroad this way. Hello, Kangafango, there he is. Oh, you can hear me. Hello. Hi, this area back here. That's total MVR a bit more. Bit more, UK. Okay, let's extend it. So I wanted to continue through the countryside a little bit and then come to another industry, probably another little village as well, or town or something. So there's actually a little trick you can do if you zoom out just enough so that it's not completely unloaded the 3D meshes yet, so you can see how you can still see the shadows there. So you can move around like the map view, but you can still place the baseboards as well. So that's actually really, really useful. So let's see. We could say go for about till there. Maybe that's good. But why can't you place them in the map view? Because I think the 3D meshes need to be loaded for you to be able to place them against, because for the raycasts and things. So like this, for example, you can still see the little shadow of the edge there. That's probably a question for N3B. I mean, I think my explanation works quite well. But yes, you're right. So I think if it's kind of going over here, then let's have a curve there, and then go around here, and then we can have another thing back here. I think that would work quite well. It's not too far. And I do want it to be pretty much a straight shot. We're gonna have to turn a little bit, and then pretty much a straight shot. But I want to go up and down a little bit. So one thing I find quite nice is if you look along a straight track, and you can actually see it rising and falling with the hills. I quite like that. So I am going to want these to be 5-meter grid size. However, it's easier to manipulate the terrain in the 10-meter grid size, so I might as well raise it to that grid size. Well, raise it to the height with the with the 10-meter terrain. So because it's easier, less performance intensive, and then I can update them. But I'm sure they could make you be able to place them in the map view as well if they wanted to. If they wanted to, yes, but you were asking for a reason why it doesn't work if you've got the map all the way zoomed out. And I think my explanation is fairly likely to be accurate. Maybe I could actually do a little bit of copying here to speed this up a bit. Okay, so now select that bit, which is also easier with the 10-meter grid. It's quicker. True, I meant it more in the sense of why didn't they let you do it rather than why can't you do it, which I said was a bit crudely phrased. I don't think it was crudely phrased. I just don't think it was very accurately phrased if you wanted to ask the different question. Yes, that. Yes, filling them. Okay. And I'm actually going to make the track grade first and then make the hills to fit with the track. Because in this situation, that's where my priority is. So now, let's update that. So now let's make them all 5 meter. And this, by the way, also works if you've got it zoomed in just a little bit like that. So you can see it flashing like that. Okay. Okay, now I need to get the track. And the flashing is actually really helpful, yes. Okay, now let's aim roughly there. So like that. Then let's go straight like this. Like that. And now let's go up. Let's start at a grade of 0.5. Well, Tell you what. Let's add just a rail on the side so we know how straight we're going. Going up, up, up. Okay, now going up, let's go up about like that. Then increase the grade to 1. Sort of to there. Then how about 1.5? Going up to here. Just a little bit steeper, so up to 2. Just a little bit like that. And then 1.5 again. 1.5, maybe to there. Then down to 1. .5, sort of to there. Then go negative 0.5. Negative 1. Although I think I'm making this a bit too big. Yeah, I am. Let's undo that. Because I want it to be a lot of little hills, not so much a large grade. So let's start off at 1. Let's start off at 1 to there. Then let's go up to 2. To about there. Then down to 1 again. then 0.5, just a little bit like this, negative 0.5, going down, negative 1, a little bit like that, then negative 2. Let's try negative 2.5 actually here. Maybe to there. Then up to 0.5. Like that. Then increase it to 1.5. 2. 2.5. 1.5 perhaps, then 1, then maybe up to 2.5 again, going a little bit longer on 2.5, then going down to 2, then 0.5, negative 1, negative 2, and I'm just kind of imagining what this looks like on a two-dimensional chart, basically. Then down to negative 2.5, then let's go up to 2, just a little bit. Then negative 2.5 again to go down a little bit more. Then 1, like that. And then let's have a little straightened flat bit at the end. So like that, get the height from here, put the height down there. And then here, you can see how bumpy this is. And that's what I wanted. Okay. Actually, I just want to see what this looks like when driving along. Just a little test. Right. So probably unintentional, probably not. Alright. Oh, hello, Albastro. Albastro. Are you here? Hello. Musical greetings to you, Moo. Up to 2? Wouldn't it be down to 2 if it was 2.5 before? No, it was negative 2.5 before, and then up to 2, because we're going up. So down to negative 2.5, and then up to 2. Oh yeah, bumpy! Almost like First's X53 route. Ha. No, that was bumpier. And also had more grades. Okay. Let's... Yeah, I can see at the bottom there how bumpy it is. Oh, right, negative. Yeah, that's why I said almost. That's why I said. Yes, that's why I said most. Almost. But yes, more grades and super grades. What's the speed limit along here? 55, I think? I think 55. Gemini struggled quite a bit on that hill after Abbotsbury and en route to Exeter. Yes, I remember it very well. So yeah, just imagine having a like a long freight train coming the other way, and you can see it just going up and down the hills, especially when zoomed in like that. That's gonna be good. Hello, hello. I'm here-ish. Mostly in the background because my workload just through the roof but still listening and looking attentively. Hope you're well. Yes, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Just making a bumpy road, well, rail road. Right, yes, that makes sense. $2.7, yes, of course. Quite steep, but that's okay. Sounds quite severe. I hope it's not too bad. Yes, me too. Okay, now, I like that little bump there, and then down again. It'll be fun to drive on. I think we'll actually have a road accompany the tracks all the way along this bit. I think that's a good idea. Okay. So... okay. What's the best way of doing this? So I could just make it go as parallel as I can. But then the distance is going to be hard to judge. Although not necessarily. Actually, I think it'll work quite well if I use the get and set height tools. So yes, now I'm just putting in the other track. It's going to be interesting figuring out which of these bits I've straightened and which ones I haven't. Okay. Just put it there. Carrying along. This bit shouldn't take that long to build. He says, 200 episodes later. Look, we finally finished building this bit. Ah, that didn't take very long, did it? Ah, hello, serious cow king. Not Planet Coaster this time, but... although, the bit I'm building at the moment, the way these tracks look, I mean, it looks a little bit like a roller coaster. How are you? Alright, yes, how are you, Albastro? Yeah, like Kango said, yes. Alright, for some reason I thought this was all going to stay a single track. But yes, road would be good too. Maybe even a dirt one, or gravelly one. Maybe. We're just gonna look here while I work. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Well, we're alive, haha. Stressed as ever and sprinkled with a little bit of identity questioning, probably. But I've been worse. You? He asks, Kangafango? Hello! Questioning us. Haha, see. I know how context works. Sometimes. Moo Kango. Okay. Hey Samir, is the rail on the right looks smaller than the one on the left? Different elevations? Yes, different elevations. I'm putting the other rail down first, and then I'm going to go through and make them the same elevation. Yes. I mean, that must be a really interesting optical illusion if you think that they're... Oh yes, if you think they're on the same height, if you don't know that they're different heights, that looks like a narrow gauge version, but just a downscale one. That's actually really interesting. Next. Really hope the stress will recede soon, but it's good that we're all here now and have a stream to listen to. Ah, thank you. About the stream part, the stress bit would be a bit odd if I thanked you on behalf there. Okay. The signaling on this bit should also be quite easy. Just basic block signaling. Okay. Oh, also, I may or may not be starting a new Trainz video thing with basically a series where I'm building just on my normal routes. Not this one, but different ones. The ones that I'm just working on behind the scenes offline, and where it's basically going to be time lapses with commentary. They will be quite infrequent, but I think that would be quite interesting. You can just see the scenery appear before your very eyes at a bit of a quicker pace than in the streams. It's a thing for a different audience, because I know, although there are some people who enjoy watching the streams live, I definitely enjoy making them, and it's a great opportunity also for information exchange. So if you're building your own Trainz route or something and you want to maybe see some tips, you can come on and ask some stuff or things. The truth is that a lot of people, most people who watch the archives only watch, like, I think like maybe between maybe 6 or 8 minutes or something like that. Oh, hold on, one moment. Just quickly write something down. One moment. I know, I'll probably remember my thought. Okay. Okay, I think that's correct. I'll write down the time as well. One moment. There we are. Okay, yes. So most people only watch like 6 or 8 minutes of the live streams, and that's fine. Probably they're just skipping to the end to see what the final product is of what I've built. And I mean, if I were watching the archives, I'd probably do the same thing, because that is an incredible time commitment to watch the whole thing. So that's what I've been thinking of. So that's probably going to be in the works. It depends on if I have time for it. But it is something that I want to do. Let me read a bit of chat. Thanks, happy to be here nonetheless. Yes, I'm happy to have you also. That's good. Right, back to luck. It's one of those days where I have a never-ending task, and the entire day will be on this alone. Well, I don't know what your task is, so I can only say I hope that you get it done relatively quickly. You? I'm quite good, thank you. I've been working quite a lot on my stream map lately. Nice. Uek, someone's on the phone. Yes! There was someone calling on the phone. That's why I wrote down the number. I wrote it down with... Hold on, I don't want to actually show you the number. I wrote it down on paper. I don't want to show you the number for obvious reasons. That's great, I look forward to seeing it. Yes! Right, hope the task is at least a little bit enjoyable. I'm sure it'll look amazing like the rest. Thank you very much. I'll just post some pics of it later on Fellows Films. I enjoy my work in general, so it's all good. Ah, that's nice. Ah, good then, good to hear. To give them a menacing callback. Well, How dare you disrupt the lair of Sharaday's the Wise? That is an interesting title. Not one that I've had before. Well, not within the last 1,000 years or so. Yeah, it was about 1,000 years since I last had that title. Interesting. Right. So yeah, let's get back to doing this. Lair. Yes. Basically all three. Or in the sequel you can have a callback to the callback. Ha! Yes, of course. That's when it gets really interesting. Is this bit straightened? I don't know. Hold on. Yes, I think it is. Okay. That bit's already straightened. Good. If it's layer, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, so does that look good everywhere? I think so. Okay, right. Now it's time to do a little bit of terraforming. But first, well, I'll do a little bit of terraforming and then I'll save, just in case it crashes something. Hold on. It's a bit laggier than usual. Interesting. Oh, maybe because it's going over the edge of baseboards. I'll just increase that a little bit like that and use the plateau tool to pull it over. Might actually be wise to change it back to... Okay, tell you what, I'm going to change it back to 10 meters, and then I'm going to do the terrain, and then I'm going to increase it back to 5 meters. Well, decrease it to 5 meters, I guess. There we go. Yeah, that's much easier to work with. Dum 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 dum. Da 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 dum 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 dum. Okay. Don't want the hills to be too high either side. But I can do a lot of this terrain work after I've applied the terrain height to the track spline, because then I'll be able to judge or gauge how great the height difference is really. Well, how great the height difference really is. Okay, pull that over a bit more, just to fill that up down there. Okay. And it's not going to be too boring to drive along here, because you're going quite fast, and yes. And then the scenery is going to be nice as well. Okay, so it comes up to here. Good. So just a little bit like that, and now let's apply the height and we can see how much difference there is. It's okay if it cuts in a little bit occasionally, but I don't want it to cut in too much. And I'm going to use the plateau tool to kind of flatten it out where it cuts in a little bit too much. Chat, yes, hello. I finished my 7,000 character essays for the day. Ah, well, good. The next thing I plan on doing on my national bus for OMSI 2 are the roofed ridges. Should have done them much sooner. I tried to do them twice now, once pretty much at the start of the project and once a few days ago, but they never really ended up looking good. About time that changed. Fun fact, the video games Bus Driver and Portal were released in the same year, 2007. Hello, oh ho, Shadows. Alright, good to hear. Good, indeed. Right, so now you can see I'm just clicking and holding in some of these spots on the tracks and then moving it, pulling it out a little bit. Because this needs to... the terrain needs to justify the change in elevation of the tracks, basically. And I'll probably make the scenery on this stretch first to when we come to the curve here, because depending on how that feels, how long that feels when you drive along it, I may want to extend the scenery a little bit more before we come to the next industry/town, which will probably be the last on this little branch, because this is only supposed to be a small, a small branch of the actual line. This is the main line as well, of course, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's get that a little bit higher. Here a little bit lower, then over in this direction, over in that direction. Not what the reader. Oh, I see. Well, it depends on the reader. Milton Valley subdivision, ha 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 ha. Well, I mean, if we did do that, then it'll probably take another few years of work if I only work on this map off stream. Well, on stream, I mean. Sorry, not off stream. Now let's save. Okay, pull that over there. How does that look? What I don't want is I don't want it to go down either side. I want the elevation to go up on both sides in general. I don't want it to dip down. Okay. That a little bit over there like this. And there as well. That over like that. Pull that in a bit closer. That a little bit flatter there. And then I'll probably extend it over a little bit onto the to the sides as well. Okay. Over there as well a little bit. Okay, that down there. Okay, let's try that. Let's apply the terrain height to that as well. Okay. Yes, that looks much better. Now it looks like the tracks are actually following the elevation of the terrain, which is good. I need to increase the height a little bit on the left there, of the terrain on the side. Yes, on the left there. That needs to go up a little bit. Not much, just a little bit to maybe about that height. So now if I take the tallest point there and then use the plateau tool to kind of pull it out from there, then that'll probably work. Might as well pull that over to here as well. Yeah, that's better. Just this little bump there, it's a bit too extreme. I'll have to lower this down a little bit. Just a bit too much. See, I still want a little bit of a bump there, like that. But the previously was just too much. Right, so do you think you'll put a reference or a point sightings in any of your games? Probably not, but I might change my mind. Like an Easter egg in homage to it, maybe. Trainz be rollin'. Haha. Hello, Mr. Snipes, how are you? It's been a while. Hi, your best through 916 is blue for me. Oh, for me, a nice bright green. A little bit bluish. Not turquoise, but a little bit bluish. Ah, you are Kango Amber as usual. That line on screen or a different green? What do you mean? Hey, it all rhymed. Yep, I've yet to change it. More pine jungle green. Oh, right. Oh, lime, not line. That makes sense. I am a blue lady, both my name and version. Aww. Okay. A little bit of terrain height adjustment there. Okay, that looks good. Now let's make all of this desert. No. Okay, I need to pull the terrain over here a little bit. Just because you can see the edge of the hills there a little bit. I don't want that. I'll just pull it up a little bit more. Make it maybe gently slope down back here. Just a little bit. Okay, just pulling that over here. A little bit further down there, just getting a few slopes. Be really good if we had a bigger brush for this. Wait, that sounds familiar. Have I said that before? I don't know, I have to check some of the older streams. Oh, hello! Hold on, I'll rechat. Barring a purple heart. Me, I've got two. Oh, you're a Time Lord. Welcome. Apparently. As far as XTTD. Hello, Ahmed 10722002. How are you? Let's see. One popularity by followers and viewers on some link. I mean, it's very kind of you to offer that, but I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. It's been a while since we had a bot. Now let's make all of this desert. But I'm very excited. Both of you use a sprite. Yes! I've been using it for a long time. In fact, in my game Living Art, all of the graphics in that are made using a sprite. Everything from, well, except for the fonts, but everything from the player character to the tile set for the levels to the art in the UI. Your bug looks very nice. Yes. I've been trying to fix it for years, but I've sort of come around to it. Jealous of that emoji. Do you have this one? I don't have any. I mean, I don't either, I think. Right. Well, the heart is very nice too. Twitch purple. If you get the joke. Okay. Do I want to raise that up a little bit? That's fine. I don't mind either way. Okay. That down a little bit over here. Now, how does that look from the tracks? Going this way. Looks pretty good. That needs to be smoothed a little bit like that. That back there as well. Over here as well. Okay, a little bit there as well. That was better before, like that. Go over there. Like that. Let's undo that last bit. Okay. Good, I think that'll work. Now let's just have another look going the other way. Of course, we'll have to work on this bit here to connect it to that, but we'll do that later. That could look a little bit better over here. Maybe move that, well, move that over a little bit like that, and then smooth that like that. Maybe like this. A little bit there. Going down like that, and that'll be good. Interesting little bump here. That's also a little bit too much, isn't it? Probably more like, well, I mean, that is better. Yeah, it's only a small difference, but that difference makes all the difference. Okay, let's read some things. Thank you, Kang Fago. I had a love as a child of being allowed to have a bug for a day. I had this idea to make a game where you take care of a bug in an enclosure or jar and have to learn about what food it likes, etc., and build a perfect home for it. Oh, right, I see. Well, as long as the bug doesn't, like, have a concept of freedom, that'll be fine. But yeah, I guess it depends on the game world. What engine are you thinking of making the game in, if you are going to make it? just gonna put it in everywhere. Alright, I see. Might make for a fun game. Maybe if the game was set in your backyard, though trapping the bug in a jar does seem a tad limiting for the bug. Yes, but still, that could be a factor though. Paradise, Unity. Ah, yes, Unity. Good choice. I use it myself. Internal combustion. Oh. Just the conversation is going about making a bug game or something, and then just internal combustion. Oh. Yes, very funny. I don't know if it was intended to be funny, but I think it's funny. It's probably because of the engine thing. XXD. I was picturing it as a first-person game. Well, it's probably not. If it's a container or something. Ah ha 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 ha. Now, 5 meter grid size. I need it now because if I don't apply it now, then, well, then all the texturing work I do now is going to be wasted. I see engine. Oh, right, the engine. It was the engine. Trainz, no, because what engine? Ah, yes. Sure, it was intended to be funny. Oh, oh, are you sure it was intended to be funny? Are you sure? Nah. Kangfanga, you will be exchanging bugs from your backyard as you learn about them all. Ah, is that what abducting bugs is called now? Exchanging them, Which was. Yes. Is that a bit too broad? Maybe. I think that might be a bit too broad for the gravel. Let's make this a little bit smaller of a brush. Is that better? I think that's better. Okay, now I just need to pull this along here. Actually, I might, since it's going in the same direction, I'm probably going to change some of the... I'm just probably going to rotate it occasionally, because otherwise you're going to notice the patterns, since it's going in a straight line. Okay. Just occasionally rotating it. You can see on the right there with the dial. It's indicating the rotation of it. I don't want to hold it down here, because if I hold it down, then it's going to blur the texture, because it's going to overlay it with the different rotations, which is not something I want here. Okay. But how does that look? That looks good. See, now you don't really see a repeating pattern that much along here. It's probably that the compression doesn't really show it either way, but I think that's good. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. Quickly have a look. Goes along here. Good. The longer you hold a bug, the sadder it gets, so don't be a jerk to them. Ah, yes. Yes. Do you plan on doing a 2D to fit with the bug artwork you've drawn, or are you planning on doing the game in 3D? So, just spiders then. What was that referencing? Oh, right. Yes. 2D. Alright, spiders! Yes, indeed, spiders. So, I think what I'm probably going to do, actually I need to grab the road, is have the town kind of end here, probably have a field or two here, and then I'll have a road join like that, and then have the road accompany the tracks this way. sort of like that. Okay, now I'm just kind of adding it along the side here. And I'm deliberately leaving a bit of a gap because of the grass plines that I want to put between them. I could put it closer, that might look good, but I think I do want a grass pline between there. Might even have a grade crossing or two along here. That'd be great. Okay, now I need to adjust the height, which is also another bonus, because if I leave a gap, I can just adjust the height here and it won't really mess up the tracks. Okay. I think I need to change the height of this one again. Oh, well. Oh no, that's fine. Comes along there, good. I had the idea that you get $10 allowance from your parents a week. You could use on building up the enclosure or catching supplies. Alright. Will you add spider rain as a weather in Ghostly Adventure Fridays? Huh. Probably not. It's not set in Australia. Alright, that sounds like a joke, well it kind of is, but spider rain is an actual thing in Australia. Where the little baby spiders, well basically the parents build these huge webs in trees to lay the eggs in, then the eggs hatch, and then they evolved in such a way that the wind basically tears apart the webs, blows them off the trees, with the baby spiders still cling onto the little bits of web that get blown around. So you've got these thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of spiders, baby spiders, that are just flying through the air, raining down on wherever the wind drops. Also, I need to make the road fixed tight because of the little bumps. And then I probably need to adjust the height, well, set the height to the train height again. Well, might as well do it over here as well. Will you add, alright, I see. So will the game's timescale be real time or will the game's days be shorter? Great! Hahaha. I knew you'd find that funny. That will be decided on how fun things seem. As a game, naturally, it must be fun to play, so that will be a factor. I'm glad that in your game, the fun of the game will be a factor. Alright, and if you don't spend off your allotted $10 in the week, will you be able to save up more than 10, or is that the limit? Well, I think it would be a pretty bad idea to not allow that, because if you can't save it up, then that would mean that it's basically just a timer of when you can buy the next thing. Because if you can't save it up, it's like, okay, new day, you got $10, then you can buy stuff up to $10 worth, and then it's just like, okay, now I'm going to have to wait until the next day before I can buy more stuff. Because you can't have anything that's worth more than $10, which means that any item in the game that's already unlocked, you can purchase at the beginning of any day. So I think that that's less interesting than if you can save up, because you can say, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to get another $10, so I could purchase these items now, or I could wait to buy that other thing, but then I'm going to have to wait, because otherwise it's not good. Plus, if it's allowance, then that would mean the parents would have to take it away, or say, okay, well, how much have you, okay, you've got $9.14, okay, well, here, have this much to get you back up to 10. That'd be, I don't know, wouldn't make that much sense to me. I do want to make a complicated game here. It will start as the enclosure in bug maintenance and move on as my skills grow. Allow. Yes, and that's great. Start simple, get bigger. That's the plan. Yes, you can build up money. Ah, good. Right, so now, dun 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 da, da, da. I think that I should move some of this over. Let's keep some of let's move that down onto there. And I want to quickly test what this would be like to drive along, sort of lengthwise. Good idea. I made the grave mistake of not starting with a simple Unity game idea many times. Well, yeah, but it's okay to start with big ideas so long as you're open to them changing as you go along, or maybe even just postponing it to when you're more able to do stuff. Where's that train I wanted? Is that one? Yes. It is that one. What a beautiful interior this. Oh, there we go. Do I need to reduce my render distance a bit? Probably. Let's put it up to like, well, down to like 2 kilometers. That makes it a bit more bearable. Well, not quite grave, but what? Boning? What? 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 I don't know what you mean, Kango. Okay. Speed limit here should be 79. I'm excited to make this one to learn about how to go about it all. An enclosure is a great place to start, so I can learn how to code in the bug's needs and what it can do. Gonna be interesting making the AI for it if you want to have it move around. Or if it's small enough to not really need AI, that would probably work as well. Or was that holding it? Alright, burning it until you have more skills is what I heard. What? No. I never said that. I don't know what I said. Building it as the skills allow. That's probably what I said. Postponing. Oh, postponing it until you have more skills. Ha! Oh, I'm on the wrong track, I've just realized. It's the two left ones go left and the two right ones go in the other direction. It's fine. Okay. Right. That's good. One minute, I quickly need to check something. Because... No, that's fine. That's all fine. Just because I had OBS slightly out of the frame at the bottom, so I couldn't tell if the internet was still good. So it had a little problem loading there just now. Okay. Pretty strong grade there. That's good. Yeah, that doesn't load in with this render distance, unfortunately. That's fine. Okay. Rushing through the station. Okay, here comes the bit. The new bit. Maybe even have a little bit of forest along here. Interesting keeping the speed consistent here. See back there, you can see the train curving up the slope and then down, going back up and down and so on. Okay. Going up. Going down. Okay. That's quite nice. 7 minutes out from the yard. It's quite a good length. At, well, about 50 miles per hour, a little bit more average. Burning is a good point, though. Right. Hold on. Mr. Snipes, here's a question. Do you want the game to have bugs in it or not? Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Burning is a good point, though. Breaking problems down into a skeleton of sub-problems makes it easier. I have never heard of that word before, but it sounds good. For example, baking a cake becomes ingredients, mixing, cooking. Good plan, that. Good plan, that. It's just the cake plan. Is that a good plan? Yes, well, generally. Depends on the cake, but yes. Lovely swamp light there, Paradise. I can almost smell it. Roger. We can't hear the game over. What? I know, you're not supposed to. I mean, I could even barely hear it. Anyway. So yeah, let's spin around in circles. No, let's decide where the forest should go, and then we can put the fields around that. Maybe there. So around this bit. Not too much, just a little bit like that. Now let's go along there. And yes, this does make it a bit easier, making the landscape. It makes it a lot quicker. That's not the point. Okay. Hold on. Listen to this, please. There we go. The sound of deleting trees in trains. Or rather, the sound of deleting trees in trains. There we go. Okay. And on here I want the forest just to be on one side, just for a little bit of variety. We come out there. Well, mostly anyway. Can keep a few trees on the other side. I can also keep a few trees between the road and the tracks. Okay. I just have this one moved over to there like that. Okay, now over here I just need to get rid of some of these rectangular points. Because of course when I pasted it in, since it's a rectangle, it's going to be at right angles, which, I mean if it's going to be at any angle, then the angle might as well be right about whatever they're speaking about. But I think I'd rather have them round. So I better get the cakes out. No, right, sorry. Right. Yes. Hello, VGR. Welcome. I'm going to rechat soon. Okay, and I'll move that in there a bit. A little bit along there like this. And like that. Should probably also save at some point. I'll read the chat once I've rounded off the edges of this forest. Well, woodland. Like that. Probably make a little bit more of a dent in here so that we don't have this straight edge along there. And then that over like this. And make that round there as well. And that is not it, because we need to do a little bit more work over here. Just a little bit back here as well. Back there too. Along there as well. Just kind of cut that off like that. Oh, Abastra, you're going. Oh, well, thank you for swinging by. Alright, so I have to go. Thank you very much for the company. No, thank you for the company. Bye. Have a good night. Okay. Smooth that up a little bit there as well. That looks almost good. I think that should be cut in a little bit more. Like that, probably. Okay, now if we come along here, I think that works. Going this way. I think that should be expanded a little bit. If we like have one more there. Maybe even a little bit more there. I think that would work better. Well, almost. I just need to... Hold on, I'll reach out in a moment. That needs to go up a little bit back here. Like that, maybe. Over here as well. That looks good. Ish. Looks a bit too flat now. Lower that down slightly, maybe like that. Yes, that looks better. Okay, now let us read. I've hung out with a world-famous cake maker quite a bit. I would not want to attempt making any of those cakes. Nope, nope, nope. Tosses instructions in trash and backs away. Today's clicking ASMR number 149. This method has a wielding the garden field to it. Oh, weeding, not wielding. Ha, sorry. Yes. I make a good apple crumble, but cakes are my best help. As in they never bloody stop coming back. Alright. Alright, see, yep, hey. Cake opera, look it up. Ali is a friend of mine. Oh, I've never heard of it, but yes. Alright, sadly I have to go. Right. Alright, nice. Heavy JR. I'm finally able to join after being in a neighborhood-wide blackout for the past 3 hours. Oh, I see. Do you have snow where you are? Thank you for coming. It was great having you. Good night. Me and my girlfriend went to lend those power companies guys a hand to fix the fault that occurred faster. Power has been restored to the house, but the streetlights still haven't come on. Oh, I see. Alright, I see. I could only find opera cake and Phantom of the Opera cake. Phantom of the Opera cake. I did find a cake opera on Instagram, but it prompts me to log in, which I can't do as I don't have an account there. Is that it? Hello, Willis. Willis1961. Hello, if you're here. Cake Opera Co. That is one of her cakes, yes. Oh, let's have a look. Ah, can't see. Alright, I see. Glad you were able to help. I hope the streetlights will be gone soon. Another transformer blowing up due to old age was the cause. Ah. Yikes, they should probably replace them then. Well, they're gonna have to if they're blown up. That is the second one this week. Ah, I see. Okay. Actually, okay, a thing that I've just remembered is that I had 2 different versions of Forest, and I think this is the high detail version. I might have to go and get a little bit of the lower detail version as well to fill in some of the the middle areas. Where are we at here? I'll show you in a moment. We're basically past the bit where we were working on, just continuing on a little bit. I'll show you in a moment. How are you? He extended the map past the cement plant, yes. Okay, there we are. Almost. Just this bit. Okay, so this is where we are basically. You can see the city down here. Then here you've got the tunnel going through this way. I've got the render distance turned down a bit for performance reasons, but yes. So going that way, coming through here, and then it's just kind of going out like this. We're gonna have some fields, and then there's a bit of forest here, and it's kind of a bit hilly terrain here, going up and down a bit. Cresting over, then coming down the other side. Then here I'm probably going to have a curve like that, and then I'm probably going to have the industry here with a little town there. But I may extend the countryside a little bit further if it feels too short, because that's roughly where I want to end this branch of the this part of the main line. So basically, probably just have a curving over industry there, little town station there. Then maybe curve over a little bit like that, and then have the portals there, so we can have trains spawning there and going along, so there's a bit more busy traffic here. I'm picturing Optimus Prime just keeling over and exploding while making old man sounds. Well, over what? The map? Transformers exploding. Oh, right. Trainz, will the forest bear a bear? Maybe. Yeah, the Transformers are like 2003, 4-ish. I mean, that's quite old. If they're over 2 millennia old, that's quite impressive, actually. So it's about time they replace them. Yeah. I've been having specific internet outages the past few days for a few hours at a time. I think some construction crew cut an underground cable in the area. Yeah, I've been having issues as well sometimes. Not recently, but the internet is flickering a little bit sometimes. So, other forest. Here we are. Yes, indeed. This is the forest I need, the less detailed one. Okay, now I just kind of, well, that's a little bit too big, I think, maybe. I'll just place that there. Select a little bit of a smaller area. And then just kind of filling in some of these central areas to get rid of some of the objects to help performance. It feels like a thing that I haven't done in a while. Trainz, that's AD, not BC. Yes. 2003 to 2004 years old, yes. Alright. Hope it gets sorted soon, if it's not already sorted. Yeah, generally it's just cable server maintenance. Alright. No bears. This is Lady Sasquatch's summer home. Ah, alright. I'm glad that she has a home for summer. Otherwise, where would she live? No, not Lady Sasquatch. I mean summer. Okay, now it's time to paint the forest underneath. And where's the mayor? Is there a big food asset for Trainz? Well, oh, Bigfoot. Yes, there might be. And that may or may not be the truth. Should I show you? Kango, should I show everyone the truth? Should I? Oh, of course. Oh, next to the helipad, yes. Should I show everyone? Yes, okay. Up here in the mountains. Yes, please, okay. Up here in the mountains with the big lake where the dam is. Dun, dun, dun! Yes. You can see the dam there. Hydroelectric power plant. There is an element of truth here, which can be a little hard to spot, I will admit, but you can see it on the map. So, you can see there, it's from like 2004 or something, this asset. There you go. Surveying his land, or her land, as the case may be. Nice, damn, that's pretty. Trust me, without them, it's pitch effing black. You can even see your own hands. Oh, can't, probably. Grizzly Adams! It's fantastic, though. It does exist, yes. And I think it also makes some grunting sounds occasionally. Can't, yes. Great name. Torches? So, you mean with the darkness, do you mean inside or do you mean out in the streets without the streetlights? No, not the buses. Damn it, Jim. I'm a hydroelectric power plant, not a nuclear reactor. Ta! Ha ha ha. Yeah, I've got the render distance turned down. That's why you can see the countryside building up ahead of us like that. Oh, the internet dropped to yellow again there a bit. Nope, seems okay. It's back now, it's green. Okay, now let's get to painting the roses, painting the ground green. Does the Yeti still make the growling sounds in 2019? I don't know, honestly. But probably. A lot of the other old assets that make sounds still make sounds, like for example the libelle mit sound, or with sound. Okay, just a slow process of getting the edge ready, and then I can use bigger brushes to fill in the area. Pretty impressive if you think about it, if you look at my skill level at filling in this forest here, when you consider that I only very rarely did coloring books. Yes. Okay, but first I need to get the brush a little bit smaller to paint in this little area there. Ooh, that's not very much. There we are. Oh, that's a bit too much. It's a little bit of lag there. Okay. Reduce the size there, draw in a little bit here, and there, and there, and here, and here, and there. Okay, this is quite close to the tracks. Just gotta be a bit careful. And I can go over with the gravel, well, the ballast again, if I do paint over it a bit too much. So you can go with a little bit of a bigger brush. Okay, I'll rechat in a bit. Okay. Along here, along there. Okay. Okay. Bit too much there. I'll quickly pull or push that back a little bit there. Just a little bit like this. A little bit like that. And then I can fill in the rest. Should probably rechat now. Anyway. Okay, still in there. Good. Oh. The life and times of Grizzly Adams. Ah, that's where that... So it sounded familiar. Thank you. The only flashlights I got are my phone flash, my small work LED flashlight, and my AK replica tack light. Ah. I put on a building, and it was a British woman saying, "Oh, I know," over and over again. And to be honest, the farther zoomed out you got, the less appropriate it started to sound. Interesting. Alright, I thought it was most likely a reference to something. It was such a weird sound. I hated it and was trying to find the building it was coming from. Did you find it? Coloring outside the lines. Dun dun dun. Oh, you mean that one brick house that sound like they are having intercourse, that it's just audio quality, but it's just audio quality? From Wikipedia link. In the television series, Adams had two human friends, an old mountain man trader named Mad Jack, played by Denver Pyle, who was often featured with his mule, number 7, and a Native American by the name of Nakoma, played by Don Shanks. Adams, Mad Jack, and Nakoma helped myriad mountain visitors while protecting wildlife at the same time. Could be interesting. Exactly that one. I still use that one house on South my roots. What? I don't think I've ever used that house. What is it called? I was like, shut up, I'm driving Trainz. Is that a pub? I like the house, it looks usable. The sound is not so good. I might know the asset, but I don't know what it's called. It's the House of Ill Repute. Just that I know it's a brick house. Ah, is that what it's called? I don't think that's what it's really called. I know there are some pubs that have people speaking on the inside, but I don't think I've ever come across a house that had people speaking. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. What's it called? Okay, after I've finished filling this in, I'll have to check the ballast to make sure that that's not colored too much. Looks okay, but I might need to delete or move back a few trees. You know the person has played Trainz before if they have found the house. It's a Trainz rite of passage. Ha ha ha. Tech House of Ill Repute 01. Ha 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 ha. Okay, let's fill that in. Troll House. Oh, Troll House. Aha. I wonder why it's a British voice, an English-speaking voice then. Surely it would be Norwegian. Or, well, any of the Scandinavian languages. A little bit of that under there. How about a blue box with a voice that says, "Run, you clever boy, and remember." Maybe. Or how about "Run for your life"? Okay. Hang tight, I have it on a route in the background. I'll load it up. Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I need bushes, I think? Bush plants, right? Or I guess maybe just the grass. A crashed spaceship buried under the snow. Well, that would be a thing. No, not the angels as well. The angels. What do you mean? Why the angels? What was the reference why you thought of the angels? The crashed spaceship under the snow, I think it could be a reference to different things, but I would think either a reference to, well, The Thing, or the original, which is, I think, The Thing from Outer Space or something like that, or to Voyager when it crashed on that ice world. Thank you. Wasn't it in the town called Christmas? Well, there were some angels buried in the snow, but not a spaceship buried in the snow. But was the box really crashed in the snow there? Not sure. You just have to prop your eyes open with toothpicks so you can't blink while you're playing this map. Well. But be careful not to look at its eyes, because, as we know from an episode, which I like parts of it, but not parts of it I did like, where it was expanded that an image of an angel becomes an angel, which I'm not sure if I like that, because the thing is, even if you look at an angel, I think in the episode it said if you look in its eyes, but the thing is that even if there's an angel over here and you look, for example, like this, my left hand, I can still see my left hand here, and the edge of my peripheral vision, so I would still see its eyes, so Christmas as it goes off as it goes off. Yes. Or the crime. Not sure. Sounds quite excruciatingly painful. Spaceship buried in the snow. First episode where Clara was introduced. Souffle girl. Ah, right. Oh yes, on the Dalek Asylum planet. Yes. Although those were Daleks, they weren't angels. All right, yes, the reference. Yes, of course, it's not. That's not connected in the way that I, for some reason, thought it would be. But yes, you're right. Oh yes, my ears are ringing already. All right, Nom, you gotta scream it. But your neighbors might get mad, so don't try it. I will not try it, especially since there may or may not be a baby in the neighbor's house, which is just there, so I wouldn't want to wake that up. Okay. Let's do that. A little bit more grass there, a little bit more grass here. Okay, a little bit over there as well. And then probably just going to be grass all the way along down the middle, I would guess. Yeah, angels were scary in Blink, and then got less and less scary in the episodes featuring them. Went on as the episodes went on, in my opinion. Yes, I'm of the same opinion. In Blink, it was a very simple thing. It's like, okay, you've got to look at it. Okay, that was scary. That was interesting, but then they were reintroduced with in that episode with River Song. What's it called? The one with the. Actually, that's a bit too wide. I might need to move the road over a little bit. Yeah, where River Song. Where she wrote the message on the cliff, and then yeah, and that episode did have some parts I really liked. For example, the statues where because there was an extinct culture on the world where it said, where it was mentioned, oh yeah, they had two heads. Just the thing that the Doctor mentions, the Doctor mentions a lot of stuff. And then, if you pay attention, you can see that all the statues only have one head. And they were looking so decrepit because, well, they've been starved for a long time. And that I really liked. But then with them, the thing with that an image of an angel becomes an angel, and then when they had cameos in later episodes and they weren't the focus, it's like, oh, look, an angel! Ah, now back to the story. And then it's just like, I think the angels really do need to be the focus. And then in the episode with Manhattan, the angels take Manhattan. I like the idea of trapping people in that loop. But then making the Statue of Liberty a weeping angel, I didn't like that because, well, one, the Statue of Liberty was built. There's evidence that it was built. It isn't a thing that's been around since the dawn of time. Second, it's made of metal, of bronze specifically, not of stone. Thirdly, people are going inside of it, and then also, if it's in New York, even at night, is nobody looking at the Statue of Liberty? Nobody in all of that skyline sees the Statue of Liberty for all of its motion. And even okay, let's say for a moment, nobody's seeing the statue, and it is a weeping angel for some reason. It moves. Okay, it moves into the city. Nobody sees it walking around the city? That just... that was a bit too much. I mean, it could be interesting if they wanted to go for something like, okay, a weeping angel can inhabit a statue, but that wasn't the point of it. It was just a bit, basically, a gimmick. A gimmick? It was just a thing they put in, but... yeah. And then with the town called Christmas, with, was it 11's Hour? What was it called? What's that the episode called? It's just like, oh, it's snow, and then going around, then, oh, there's a hand in the snow, and then it's, oh, it's a weeping angel, oh, no, quick, they're coming, and then it's just, oh, problem solved, and on to whatever the thing is, and it's not mentioned ever again. It's like, they become a monster, well, just a thing that, yeah. It's a bit like what happened with the Borg and Voyager. A little bit, although with the Weeping Angels I think it's more extreme. Anyway. Oh, hello, Tornado Guy 21. I didn't even see you come in. Welcome, I got distracted by Doctor Who again. So... yeah, right, sorry about that, in my opinion. My Trainz is still doing the check database thing, gonna be a bit... yeah, I mean, if the stream ends before, then you can tell me on Discord if you would want to do that. Right, hey, Space Monkeys. Oh! How did you know? Blink was one of the best episodes. All timey-wimey. Yes, I do very much agree with that. I also really like the actress who played... what was the name? Robin? I think the character's name was Robin. In that episode, anyway. I think she would have also made a good companion, but in a way I quite like that she didn't, because that gives the perspective of someone who interacts with the Doctor and all that stuff, but then doesn't really get involved with the Doctor. It's just skimming, basically, as opposed to just falling in head first. And I really like that. Also quite sad with a police officer, and that was so great. That thing where where she's in the hospital room with a police officer as an old man, and he says, "It's raining like the first time we met, or like when we met," and then she says, "It's the same rain." That's just such a great line. I really enjoy that. Anyway, hiya. Well, it's good that it does it now instead of when you would want when you would next want to build on the map. I like to play train games in Roblox. Well, are there? I have never played Roblox. Like, are the maps good? Do the maps look realistic, or is it like? Does it look like Lego basically, or the other block thing? I forget its name. I've never really used it. Or is it or does it look more realistic? A little bit of this texture along here. A little bit of this texture along there as well. Little bit along this bit as well, back there. A little bit like that. Okay, that looks good. Right. Yes, Pango. Sorry. At least here I'm watching the stream and not wanting to build, so it is good. Yes. It's quite annoying when that happens. When you know I wanna stream Trainz. Statue of Liberty was stretching a bit far. Yes. You basically summed up what I was saying in one sentence, whereas I was saying it in a plethora. Well, not plethora, in a multitude? No. In a lot of sentences. Indeed, I distinctly remember there being one of those those going by in the background near the end of the episode. Well, it's already at the beginning, but the thing with that was whether it were Amy and Rory on the roof, and it's like, oh, there's the Statue of Liberty there, and it's like that, and then there are clearly scenes where Amy and Rory are only looking at each other, and the angel doesn't attack, and there's no point of it being the Statue of Liberty. It's like it's not a plot point even in the slightest. It could just as easily be just any angel statue, and that, in my opinion, would have improved it, but yes. Still a good episode, though, with the afterword as well at the end. Oh, right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Sorry. Why is there a link to a... Oh, one of these going by. I thought you meant the statue. They should have had the Puff Marshmallow Man instead. Yeah, it did definitely have Ghostbusters vibes. Vibrations, yes. That would have been so much better if they could have just inhabited statues, not really needed, but better. Well, it could be. I mean, the thing about them maybe being able to inhabit statues, I would find more interesting than an image of an angel becomes an angel, because that to me just feels like a thing... like a thing that a monster of its own or a creature of its own could have. Like it's a really dangerous thing, and if you look at it or look at it too long, then you become it, yeah? So kind of the opposite of an angel, but yeah. But the thing of them inhabiting statues, that could have been very interesting part of it, because like for example, it could have been, okay, the angel been chasing them and they're going off and they're now in some sort of museum or something. And it's like, oh, they ran into a room, it's, oh no, there's so many statues, and everybody's like, look at the statues, everybody look at the statues, don't blink. And then like they're surrounded and the doctor comes in and says, no, it's fine, or something. These were carved by whoever, and something like maybe even, in fact, I was there when he carved them 2,000 years ago or whatever. Yeah, so it's like, okay, these are carved statues, and then they relax. And then you could slowly put in things like in the background, maybe like blurred with bokeh effect, of the statues like turning their head a little bit as the angels slowly begin to inhabit them, and then people start disappearing, and they're trying to think, okay, what's happening? Did an angel get in here? No, everything's closed off, everything's deadlocked, sealed, all the doors, and the angels couldn't get in. And then they noticed, oh, the angels can inhabit statues as well. I think that would work so much better, but anyway. Right. That would have been, right. Marshmallow Man. Sounds like a modern Kool-Aid flavor. Oh yes, Marshmallow Man instead, not marshmallow. You're right, of course. The Star Trek reference, of course. Stay Puff. Yum, I remember that. They've included a modular version of him in the Licensed Planet Coaster DLC, as well as an entertainer. But yeah, Sally Sparrow. Sparrow! There we go. I knew it was a bird. It wasn't Robin, it was Sparrow, yes. Boy, when you have as many assets as a regular Trainz addict, database repair is a job I wouldn't want to do. Yeah, for me it can sometimes take like 2 hours to do an extended one. She was kind of like Osgood, someone that interacted with the Doctor without becoming a companion, like kind of like the audience of the view of the Doctor. Yes, yes. Osgood. I liked Osgood. Both of them. Here's a picture of a train game on Roblox. Not sure how the one tornado guy meant looks like though. Let's have a look. Huh, that actually looks surprisingly good. And are these paid for things, or are these free games you can play in Roblox? I've never played the game either. Yup. Maximilian's amount of sentences. Yes. Yes, although the Doctor's Companion does often take the audience point of view, I find. Yes, of course. Especially in Jodie Whittaker's run, unfortunately, where the companions are mostly interchangeable. Unfortunately. It would be so great if Jodie Whittaker stayed on just a little bit longer to have a chance, or to have RTD write some stories for her, just to give her that opportunity, but it looks like she's gone before he comes back. So, yes. Anyway, what do I want to do? Yes. Some fields. Yes, I should probably fix some of this area over here as well. I haven't finished reading chat, actually. At least the Doctor Who reboot. Stay puffed. I meant Marshmallow was the happiest accident of the day. Well, yeah, they just sort of tacked traits onto the angels, but which they didn't really need, probably. I don't know. Well, I get what they were going for. At least I think I do. With the angels, it's like, okay, the angels. The thing about the angels is you have to look at them. Okay, well, what if looking at them is also bad? So it's like the obvious defense against them of having a camera recording doesn't work, because then the angel can come through the screen. So it's like addressing easy ways of overcoming the monster. But inhabiting statues could also work, where it's like, yeah, camera doesn't work because the angel can just get out of its body and inhabit a nearby other statue. But I get what they were going for, but I just think it could have been a bit better, maybe. I think the Statue of Liberty was supposed to be more of a joke, like when someone says, things can't possibly get any worse than they are now, and then boom. Yes, I know, but I think that's probably what it was meant to. But with Doctor Who, and the kind of fan base that Doctor Who has, you can't really get away with jokes like that, because the audience will, or a large part of the audience, will see that as canonical fact, as lore, and then, well, then you're in trouble. Yes, Paradise, that would have been so much better. Doctor Who reboot? Yeah, well, Russell T. Davies is taking over again. Yes, but he's getting a new Doctor, not Jodie Whittaker, unfortunately. Because I really like how she plays Doctor. I really like her as an actress and what she brings to the character, but she's just been given basically propaganda garbage, mostly. There are a few good episodes, but the vast majority of it is clearly propaganda. In case you were wondering what the definition of propaganda is, that any piece of media which is designed to change your point of view, which means that any ad is propaganda. But you probably already knew that. Anyway. Doctor Who! No idea why I said that. You're right. Yep, fans take it seriously. The real question is, who really is Doctor Who? Yes. And for a large amount of Matt Smith's run, that was the Doctor. That was the Doctor's name. Who the Doctor is was the mystery. For a long, long, long time, the mystery of who the Doctor is. But Doctor Who? But now, of course, we know that the Doctor was the timeless child. Not, in fact, a Gallifreyan, not some sort of rebel Time Lord who looked into the untempered schism and basically was, a rebel who wasn't good at the academy, who barely even passed, who almost flew out of it, and then who decided to take life into his own hands by stealing a TARDIS and living life like that. No, not a self-made individual. No. The Doctor isn't special because of what he did. No. Because now we know that the timeless child is the Doctor. Basically, an alien from outside the universe who has an unlimited amount of regenerations because the Doctor is how the Time Lords even got regenerations in the first place, because the one lady who found the Doctor decided to do lots and lots and lots of experiments finding out the secrets of regeneration, and then made the Time Lords, or the Gallifreyans, have this ability of regeneration, which we already canonically know that they don't. You only gain it by becoming a Time Lord from a Gallifreyan, but of course that's not true anymore. So that's why the Doctor has unlimited regenerations, and death is literally completely irrelevant for the Doctor now. And it always has been, so that unfortunately is no longer the question, because now we know why the Doctor is special, and we know why and who the Doctor is. Is it clear that I don't particularly like that episode? I think it might not be clear enough. Anyway, I shall probably wait until you respond. I know, I get into it a little bit. She is a good actress, just got screwed by bad writers. Yes. Trainz, Willis said that because I had abbreviated Doctor Who as DH for some reason. Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. Yep, for the most part. Not sure if it's a writer's fault or the showrunner's, maybe both. Well, the showrunner is also, for a lot of it, the writer. And, well, yeah. Some episodes are good. So, for example, I really like the haunting of whatever house with the authors of Frankenstein's monster. That was a great one. I really like that one. I like the one with Nikola Tesla. Yes, they could have just used the Rachnos and given them a little bit more lore instead of basically copying them, but making them scorpions instead of spiders. But that was a good one, and there may have been one or two other good ones that I liked. But she's been the Doctor since 2017, I think. And for example, I think that the companions, like that Doctor's companions, are from an out of universe point of view, have been companions for the longest time, the most years, I think. So, for example, Yaz I think Yaz is one of the longest running companions, pun intended, from an out-of-universe point of view, and yet she's basically still a cardboard cutout of a character. And the thing is that you could do so much with that character, with her being a police officer, and how that could maybe lead to her taking more charge of situations, especially with a doctor who's more parental, more motherly in a way. And part of a family more. But that's basically never explored. For most of it, they forget that she even was a police officer. But the thing is that we know that Chibnall can do that because in Torchwood, Gwen Cooper is a police officer, and they bring that into it a lot. And there are some interesting stories about that, and her using her connections and her experience. But there's just none of that with Yaz. Anyway. All the above. Yeah, most likely. And of course, the BBC wanted to hide this wonderful program, as it was embarrassing to them, yet made them more money than Night at the Theatre. What do you mean? Want to hide this wonderful program as it was embarrassing to them? Oh, you mean before? Yes. Yeah. She was really good in that series with 10. The murder mystery one. What do you mean? Wait, what? She was really good in that series with 10. Sorry, I don't remember what that's referring to. Context, I lost the context, sorry. Sure is. Clear? Well, it's nothing but blue skies for miles here. Well, black skies. Yes. Sure is. Haunting of Hill House? No. Yeah. Broadchurch. Oh, Broadchurch. I've not seen that. Amy started out as a police officer. Wink. Yes, she totally started out as a police officer. I mean, she had the cuffs and everything. Fun fact, the actress who played Queen Skithra in Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, Anjali Mohindra, is the same one who played Rani Chandra in Sarah Jane Adventures. Yes. The asset is called House Brick Unit. Ah, thank you very much. Let's see, do I have that? House Brick Unit. No, not Unity, Unit. This one? Hold on, one moment. I need to quickly volume this up a little bit. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Yes, I can hear it. Hold on, I'll quickly switch over so you can hear it as well. One moment. Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, oh, I know. I know. With a TV running in the background or something. It is very quiet, yes. Let me switch that back over. Yes, thank you very much for that. Anyway, oh, we've gone past the time. Right. Very much. I'll check it out, Miss Snipes. Oh, I know. Yes, XD. Broadchurch had Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant. Ah. I've heard good and bad things about Broadchurch. I know people who really like it, but I know other people who don't, so... Yeah, well, also, what was her name again? Oh, right, Yaz. We can't hear each other's obvious volume. So you can't hear it. Oh, very quiet, I can barely hear it. I couldn't make it louder than that. It took me forever to find this house, as the sound was bothering me so much. What's in the background? E.T.? Or T.E.? TV, I mean. I had it in a downtown area, and oh my, was it frustrating switching cars and hearing it here and there. I can imagine. I really can. Ah, right. Yeah, it's quite an inconspicuous building, and if you've got a large city, I can imagine it taking a while. Actually, if you want to hear it a bit better, one moment. Here we go. One moment. There we go. There we go. That's a nice cake, isn't it? Okay, let me just switch it back over. Anyway, I need to get a thumbnail. I mean... would probably look better with shadows on, but... I mean, I guess something like that could look good. Let's see if I can change the time of... well, what it would look like if I changed the time of day a bit. It would be so nice if the tracks would render in further away. Change that up to 6 kilometers. Nope, doesn't change anything. Ooh, that was a bit loud. That looks boring. On a small thing. Yeah, delete that one. Didn't really do that much that would look good on a thumbnail, really, this time around. I mean, that I could do that, but that also just looks really boring. Maybe just like something like this to make it look like, oh, look, we're extending our stuff. I don't know. It looks boring as a thumbnail, if you look at it that small. It's like, oh, that just bit of stuff. That's not making you want to click on it, which is the point of a thumbnail. I mean, that one might look okay. Anyway, need to switch that back to... I mean, I can leave it like this for a little bit. I could put a train on it, but I think it's fine without for the moment. Actually, I'm going to leave it like that because I'm likely going to work on my other Trainz route next, which I'm going to want that to be extended. So I'm going to place a couple more of those there. Save again. I'm going to switch over and rechat. Eh? Alright, TV, yes. Broadchurch. Yes. Sounds like dogs now. It's a turret. Sounds like a flock of birds. What a noise, said the fat controller. Yes. It does. Boring. How come? Maybe put a train on it might make things more interesting for the thumbnail, I mean. I'm pretty much done with it now. So, with that and that and that and that and that, I think that that's the stream. So, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube. And thank you for being in chat as well. Shoutouts, Kangafango streams on Sundays. My game Living Art is available on Steam now. For you listening to this, that was Living Art, yes. And yeah, play Trainz, have a look on the download station for Central Europe as well as Cornish Railways, 2 routes that deserve a lot of attention because they're great. And yes. Oh yes, Living Art! And for the kind shouted, yes, great game. Thank you very much. Yeah, Trainz is a great game. Anyway, thanks. And actually, these ones I can delete now. Anyway, it's doing background stuff. Anyway, so bye everybody. Miss Snipes, have you been playing it? Living Art. I know what you meant. Anyway, bye. Bye. It's great to catch up a little bit. Yes. See you tomorrow for Star Trek. Yes, Star Trek. Pathos. No, I've marked it on Steam for when I buy my next set of games. Yes, I mean, you can maybe, if you want to pick it up, you can pick it up when it's on sale, perhaps. It's up to you. Right. Bye.